Broadcasting live from the mixed-up world of Hyrule, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament 2023. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Bobtastic, and joining me today on commentary is Talon116. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Happy to be here for another tourney race. And yeah, let's just get started with Ambrosia.
Yep, we are definitely on the Ambrosia situation, and we see Relkin starting from Link's house and picking up an immediate sword, and also some rupees from the quote-unquote tree pull. We see a quick map check from PlasmaKappa. We can see a crystal number 5 over at Skull Woods. I believe we had Pod as the green pendant and Ice Palace as the blue pendant. Those were the interesting crystals.
Yeah, a lot of interesting pickups and pulls and movements by our runners already. Relkin getting the bombs that they want to try to get this hype cave. PlasmaKappa going to do the other kind of traditional strat for grabbing bombs of going through Skull Woods drop. We'll probably see them farm this at least twice.
Absolutely.
Hype cave, unfortunately, a little dumb.
Yeah, like you do. Somebody's rocking the F-Zero, I guess maybe F-Zero GX, because this is definitely not the original F-Zero soundtrack.
Relkin getting really lucky also with some 20 drops, not only in Hype Cave, but off some enemies. He already has enough for Dig Game. Will not have to do Shooting Game if they don't want to.
Alrighty. That is true. I do like doing the shooting game this early in the game kind of anyway, just in case, Zora money comes up or something like that.
Yeah,
but then
sure,
again,
absolutely.
I am no expert in this game. There's a reason I'm not in this tournament. And PlasmaKappa picks up the second sword. So at least we won't be looking for that to clear the final game here.
Yeah, PlasmaKappa not grabbing anything of significance out of Skull Woods, but with that 50 that's in there, it's going to make their money gathering a little bit faster as well. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and start the taking game, probably hoping to grab some money out of here, at least for chess game. Well,
that will do it.
Got there at the end. So to answer a question in chat, what is Ambrosia? So Ambrosia, we have an inverted start. You get a starting sword, but you still need the 7 crystals to defeat Ganon and access GT. But despite just the normal inverted state of the world, we have the big keys shuffled as a way to try to avoid, 3-heart blind fights. They do still come up every now and then, though. And we also have Ambrosia rules, which means every dungeon boss will have an item that's not specific to the dungeon. So they will not have small keys, they will not have a compass or a map.
Oh, there we go. We got a fire rod in the C-shaped house there.
Yeah, so trying to avoid with the big key shuffle and avoiding that blind fight. On the other hand, Skull Woods doesn't require you to get the big key to beat the boss, so...
Gross.
How's your, Okay, 4-heart Master Sword Mothula fight.
No.
I'm sure we've all been practicing that, right?
Sure. Yeah, I guess Master Sword is better than Fighter's Sword or whatever, but my goodness.
It's okay. They have a shield.
Okay.
Yeah, Relkin diving into the front of Themestown, which you would do anyway. This is kind of like overworld checks in Ambrosia especially, but definitely thinking I'll take a bottle, I'll take mail, I'll take another heart container, literally anything Because I would bet both our runners, whether they want to or not, are going to at least take a shot at Mothula here.
Honestly, the one thing I want the most right now is another sword. Best defense is a good offense. Just kill the thing.
Yeah, I would take a bottled fairy too. Okay.
Oh, hammer time. Well, that does increase the potential offense output of the weapon here. Unfortunately, it is significantly more difficult to use than the tempered sword.
Yeah, it's a better damage output with the hammer, but you're right, that hitbox is a little testy. It does give them something else to do, however. They can always just take it over to the pod area. If they're really looking for something else that doesn't involve killing Mothula, but I mean, that's potentially some time waste of Mothula, and you got to beat Mothula anyway, eventually.
All right. So Relkin into the Skull Woods check here. Now, of course, the two of us sitting here, not in this tournament. Actually, I haven't even checked if you were in this tournament. I just assumed. But both of us, not particularly wanting to do this moth fight right now, but both of these runners, they qualified for this tournament. They've been doing this for years. I would be surprised if they had trouble with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I was in this. I didn't get out of groups, but had some really good matches, and there were some really good runners, so that was a great time. But yeah, I would agree as well. You have the Master Sword, 4 hearts. This is in logic. I definitely take a shot at this fight. Don't know if I'm getting through it, but if I'm going back here to clear for items anyway, I'm definitely taking a shot at it.
Meanwhile, PlasmaKappa is taking that hammer and going east. Find the big key of Desert Palace here in the big key chest of Skull Woods. So, now of course, an inverted desert takes exactly the book to get into, and there's no way around it. Yep, good counting from Relkin here, seeing the 2 items and realizing that the boss must have the remaining item here. All right, Relkin. Do you have it in you?
Yeah, good magic supplies so can get some fire rod shots off if they need to. Good positioning for that hammer down and hit.
Very nice. Oh my goodness.
I thought that was it. There it is.
There
Great fight.
Well done.
Yep, and just some bombs. They're going to grab that required crystal and never has to think about this part of the world again until they find the big key for thieves. Yeah, that was a really great fight. Good positioning. Got the moth down so those hammer hits were a little easier to work with. It doesn't hit him in the spike as much.
PlasmaKappa, of course, finding one of the many, many small keys you expect to find in the front of Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, this dungeon immediately not bow locked, which isn't very surprising considering it's inverted. And there's not very many places to go right off the bat. You seem to get your forward progression a little bit quicker in this mode.
And then the light world unlocks and you're completely at a loss for what to do.
Yeah, that light world flood is going to come soon enough, and then it is pick your direction and go and get all as much of it as you can, as efficiently as you can. Yeah, good. Something pointed out by chat. Relkin's a little short on change here.
That is true.
Never mind.
He's going to pick it up.
Oh, yeah. PlasmaKappa continuing to find all the business keys in the front.
Mm-hmm. All right, PlasmaKappa now heading for the back here. So Relkin being a little cautious there just to make sure you didn't get hit. Because if you got hit in that situation, you would, in fact, be up a creek there. Big key of Hera and a glove for PlasmaKappa. Gets us some illogical mountain access.
Well, I feel like there has to be something else. Somewhere, like... The glove doesn't get... Oh, catfish.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Yeah, pearl on catfish or like lamp on catfish maybe?
Could very well be. We've got a blue boomerang here in the dark maze for PlasmaKappa. And a compass.
Maybe it's time for a little kern jump?
If you're going to catfish, that's kind of the way to do it.
Relkin looks like they're going to give us the right side. I don't believe PlasmaKappa did this.
I don't believe so. I don't believe that PlasmaKappa did the mimic clip over here. There we go. Plasma getting the kern jump real quick. Looks like Relkin's having a little trouble trying to do the unbuffered mimic clip here. Not really making any progress.
I can only do this buffered. I do not have the finger dexterity to do this unbuffered.
I've done an unbuffered one like a couple of times, but I have to be holding my mouth right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
All right, so Relkin's taking care of the buffered version here now. And off he goes. Yes, the pearl is at the catfish. Well, speaking of light world access.
All right, here you go. Here comes the flood. So PlasmaKappa not really missing anything on the right side. Probably, unless something's a green pin, it will never have to worry about having to go back to pod.
All right, and we see PlasmaKappa going for the Kakariko portal here. No real surprises there. That's where the vast majority of the Light World items begin, or more like the vast plurality.
That's interesting. I don't see that PlasmaKappa has the Big Key to Desert on their tracker, so they didn't do the middle or the back section knowing there's 2 items still in Skull Woods. Maybe just waiting for a little more safety to knock out Mothla easier?
Yeah. It's just PlasmaKappa was, you know, when they picked up the hammer, they were in a... They had already gone to part of Skull Woods, and so it's just like, eh. Did pick up a little bit of safety there with the blue mail, and also picking up the big key to pod and a bug net for the fans of the bug net there.
Oh good, we can beat Aga now. When we found a lamp. Now we gotta fire out. These runners can beat Aga.
All right, blue cane and red mail. Okay, so all the mail upgrades sitting right there next to each other. I'm suddenly less concerned for their health.
Yeah, if you're Kappa, you're kind of hoping to find a mirror at this point just to go knock up. Now you're like, all right, now bring on blind or on Mothla. I got this.
Exactly. Well, PlasmaKappa picking up 300 rupees, getting some more potential Zora cash, etc.
Looked like relkin maybe ran into a little trouble in the dark maze. Going to go back, not to leave anything behind.
Fair.
Yeah, even for veteran runners, this room is not fun. Those Dodongos can really make life hard if they decide to converge on a couple spots.
Now, I'm going to have to actually you here for a minute. Actually, those are Kodongos. Thank you very much.
Oh.
I'm just being a
My
nerd.
bad, sorry. This is why you're the doctor.
While that is technically true, it's the only reason I know that is because I'm a huge nerd for Japanese stuff, and Kodongo there is just like a portmanteau, basically, of the word for child and Dodongo. So it's like baby Dodongos.
And y'all didn't think you were going to learn anything today, did you, huh? Yeah. Alright, Relkin got to journey up and grab their Boon Pearl. Let's see where they want to start. PlasmaKappa, having already pushed through CAC, is going to head south.
All right, yeah, we did see a map check here, and thank you to the chat for keeping up with that, because I didn't see it. But yes, we saw the Eastern Palace having the remaining pendant, and that is a mirror at the Grove Cave there, Cave 45, Vitorp Cave, whatever.
Yeah, especially in inverted, that mirror is super powerful, and you're going to want it early to make getting into some places much easier. Yeah, you can see now PlasmaKappa immediately going back and grab the Smith chain.
Mm-hmm.
Can investigate Misery Mire later if they wish.
Yeah. So the great thing about inverted is, I believe there is precisely one check in the game that actually requires the Titan's Mitts in inverted.
Yeah, that would be King's Tomb, except for this cool little trick called Tomb Raider that can get around that a little bit. with the hook shot and some very precise movement.
I mean, this is
Yeah.
news to me.
Yeah, you've got to chop and chop a bush and use a hook to rope into the... Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Now, there are some situations where, of course, the Titan's mitts can be required for other things, but that's the only one that will always, always, always require the Titan's mitts.
Correct. Relkin going to go ahead and take a peek at Hyrule Castle. This is a check that a lot of times an inverted can get orphaned pretty quickly. There's just so much else to do. Some runners, myself included, are like, yeah, Hyrule Castle doesn't exist.
Fair. One of the fun things about inverted is this is basically the only time you'll see someone, walk out of the back of escape after, outside of standard, right?
Right. Yeah, because if you drop it from the back, they'd walk out to get Sanctuary and then do some other stuff. If the key's in the front, I mean, Relkin may even just walk all the way through the back of escape in the sewers, end up at the Sanctuary, and then go to CAG from there. Who knows? But yeah, Relkin's going to commit to the castle here.
PlasmaKappa is committing to that smith chain. Also taking a shovel. And just a piece of heart at that dig spot.
Yeah, that mirror just making some of these checks much easier to combo together, so gotta get as much done as they can on the first sweep. Yeah, Relkin does find that small key, so we may see them just go all the way through the sewers. No lamp, but meh.
I mean, I've been known to do dumb things like go all the way through sewers with no lamp. Again, probably shouldn't. Did just pick up a mushroom on the purple chest for PlasmaKappa, so that's quite interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, I heard you like fetch quests, so here's a fetch quest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, PlasmaKappa could have gone to the desert, gotten a couple checks there, and then mirrored into the mire area and got some information, but choosing not to, not being able to get into any of those dungeons regardlessly, so gonna keep pushing forward.
Got a big old key sitting here. What is it for? It's for mire. So that's helpful eventually, probably. And a bow in Zelda's cell. Hello.
Oh my.
That's a mess. Again, like you said, a lot of people like to pretend Hyrule Castle doesn't exist in Inverted.
Well, I missed the map check. Did you say Eastern was the other pendant?
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out bows might not be required.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Nice flippers, nice bombos.
So Relkin is at least going for Dark Cross here, and with the Fire Rod, might as well just go all the way. And there's Ether sitting on the Lake Hylia Island as well, so might as well just keep adding to your medallion collection. I did pick up a bottle in the Waterfall Ferry with some green potion in it. And speaking of, there's another one in the back of Escape, along with another 300 rupees and some other hot garbage.
Yeah, that's great for Relkin. They'll be able to check the sick kid while routing through Kakariko here. That'll be a nice little time save.
And Zora is not doing well. I mean, I don't blame Relkin for not counting items there.
Yeah, no.
When you get a bow like that and you're just like, really? Why does this game hate me? You know, that sort of thing. I mean, I will take another full heart there in the graveyard ledge. Nothing wrong with that. PlasmaKappa, on the other hand, is about to go turn in that mushroom immediately here.
Yeah, relkin having gone through the castle and now done some of these north checks, we'll probably head into Lost Woods and then just route south, mirroring what PlasmaKappa has done. Whereas PlasmaKappa, if they want the north checks and Skull Woods, are going to have to go back to the area. So we'll see when they do that.
I was wondering if PlasmaKappa was maybe going to just reset there on account of having just saved and using the mushroom. That way maybe fake powder might happen at some point. But doesn't look like it's going to happen, and I don't blame anybody for that.
Yeah, I kind of thought that's what they were setting up for, is for a scum, but grabbing it and it's like, okay.
Oh, big key at Thieves Town in the Lost Woods hideout. So there's that.
So with that mirror, both runners will be able to zip right back into Thieves Town and finish that dungeon off.
Alright, so Relkin's about to come pick up a pair of mails and Kane O'Brien, and I'm assuming a shovel at some point happened. PlasmaKappa did just deal with the back of Escape, but the front of Escape is where that bow is, and I imagine it'll take a while to get that. But again, we don't know if the bow is going to be necessary.
Yeah, I have no knowledge whether these runners can hover, should we find the boots, or Moldorm bounce, or anything like that, so.
Well, I mean, we're gonna need the hook shot either way for Swamp, right?
Right, 100%.
So that's not gonna be an issue. But the difference would be like the Mimic clip going up GT, right?
Yeah.
We didn't see PlasmaKappa do a Mimic clip in Pod earlier, but then again, it wasn't in Logic and it didn't seem like a super necessary play at the time, so eh. I love how we got the question of where's the red mail just right before Relkin picked it up. Pretty great. Okay, so PlasmaKappa has mirrored back to Skull Woods to hopefully finish this off. That's going to net him the Desert Big Key and ideally a 5th crystal. With red mail, I don't think this is going to be a problem.
Yeah, no, red mail, what is it, 7 hearts, 2 bottles of green to just spam Fire Rod if necessary. I have to believe this is right within PlasmaKappa's wheelhouse.
Yeah. And the thing with the red mail is, wait, are you not going through? Okay. Oh, he's probably going to mirror over in front of the other entrance. That would make sense.
Well, I feel like with the mirror transitions, this isn't necessarily faster.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, yeah, because the screen transitions into the middle part of Skullwoods to go back to your portal. It probably is.
Yeah, Honestly, I've seen the library twice now, and I can't remember what it was. Okay, yeah. If I can't remember what it was, there's a good chance it didn't register because it wasn't relevant.
Right? That's all we were saying. It just must not have been important.
All right, so there is the mirror for Relkin. And PlasmaKappa going for the moth fight here. Going for hammer strats. Getting a little bit up in the grill there, and there we go. Yeah, one of the things about moth is when you have the red male, you kind of just want to get up in its face. Because when you have the red male, you'd rather take damage from moth itself than the spikes.
Yeah, the spikes are going to do 100 damage regardless of your male, whereas the damage from moth gets reduced by the male. So yeah, just especially with that hammer, just get in tight and let him have it.
Shovel smiths, that makes sense. I mean, let's be fair. I bet a blacksmith could make you a heck of a shovel.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Galvanized steel and unbreakable shenanigans. Anyway. And there's yet another shield.
Oh, we know where all the shields are.
Yep. Alright, so PlasmaKappa now taking that Thieves Town big key and going in to finish this off, as well as Relkin. So both runners converging on the same location at roughly the same time, with roughly the same equipment, and roughly the same crystals. The only advantage Relkin having here would be that bow. PlasmaKappa has the flippers and some medallions.
Both runners navigating the hellway pretty well. A couple nicks and bruises, but we're through it.
Yep. Alright. Gonna go blow a skylight in Blind's room, and we'll see what we get. Just bombs to replace what we just used. And we proceed. So yeah, basically Kakariko was, or this general area of the world, maybe in the light and dark sides, was basically trying to be the defensive capital of the world. So you had a shield here in Thieves Town. You had another shield at the Sick Kid. You had another shield up at on the ground in the Lost Woods. You had both males in Kakariko Village. It's just like, here's all your defense. You good?
Yeah, both our runners doing a good job of counting. The small key's got to be locked away, so just go rush the boss.
Right, both blind fights going quite similarly. As it is,
there's some really good symmetry going on there. It's like they know something.
And the sync is in fact real.
Welcome to main tourney bracket, y'all.
PlasmaKappa immediately piecing out while relkin is headed over to the right to pick up that purple chest. Or maybe not the purple chest, maybe just the... Okay, it is the purple chest. I'm just a dumb. Got it.
PlasmaKappa going to hit back to the light world. I mean, if you're going to do the castle, I guess now's the time, and then go over to the eastern Saha. You could also do Desert Mire here and explore that area if they want to. Could sequence break the mountain with the mirror and hammer. You can get quite a bit done.
Alright, looks like PlasmaKappa is headed for Hyrule Castle, so that bow might happen.
Yeah, and having that mirror already will be able to navigate this dungeon a little bit quicker.
Yeah, Inverted Mountain does in fact suck to clear quite a bit. There's just a lot of retracing your steps.
Yeah, chat calling out something important too. The Inverted Mountain is rough by itself, but to get over to the East Mountain, you're going to need some help. You know, normally in an open mode, you know, mirror and hammer can get you a lot, but in inverted, you're going to need some help to get over there. A little bit more than that.
Yeah. Hyrule Mountain Climbing Simulator. I thought that was Tears of the Kingdom. Moving on. Nah, it's more Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom, you got other things you can do. Alright, Relkin here to pick up Bombos and Flippers, and we'll be able to dip down and get the Ether Medallion out here as well.
Well, Relkin's still hanging out with the purple chest, so let's see what they want to do with that.
Yeah, we're gonna head west for a bit.
Yeah, I wonder if they were thinking, okay, I'm just gonna get this 5-item cave and then go west because I don't have the flippers, and now they do. It's like, well, oh well now.
What are you gonna do?
You're gonna go to Ice Palace and clear it.
There is that. So PlasmaKappa did in fact go all the way down to the basement here, and is gonna pick up that bow.
Yeah, that's a nice bailout for them. That could have been a long time coming if that bow is hard required for some reason.
And Relkin going into Agina's cave, which is a quite annoying location to get to otherwise. If the book is here, that's dumb. Okay.
You know, Dr. Bob, our runners could dip into the Swamp Palace.
Oof.
Not saying it's the best choice. Just
I guess if they want a sword.
Right.
And there's a checkerboard cave, which I always forget about. And there's magic powder, so we don't have to worry about trying to fake powder. Alright, so PlasmaKappa looking like might be headed east here. Could be going to turn in... No, PlasmaKappa already turned in the mushroom. So could be going to Sazrala and Eastern to make use of that bow. Now, it is a pendant dungeon, so you want to try to avoid doing it, but who knows? I didn't quite see what that medallion was for Misery Mire. I'm not even sure Relkin saw it.
Yeah, it's like, all right, Relkin, whatever. There's no way you saw that, man. I stand corrected. They must have. Nice lamp.
Our tracker apparently saw it. Good on them. Bombos for Mire. Swamp Palace Big Key for PlasmaKappa.
Oh, really?
Yep.
A certain Swamp Palace, you say?
There it is. For a second there, I thought we were making a new anime. Like a certain magical swamp palace.
Alright, Relkin go get their hot nothing and see what they want to do.
It's the fourth swamp palace, the other sank into the swamp. Yep. Well, the third one burned down, fell apart, and then sank into the swamp.
It looks like Relkin's going to come join. Never mind. Join the Zoras in the water, I meant.
Yo.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hook shot in Eastern Palace. Hook shot in the correct room to contain the hook shot in Eastern Palace. Just saying. Because, of course, if you'd have had the hook shot, it would have been like, here you go.
Yeah, and PlasmaKappa immediately noping out of Pendant Eastern.
Oh, yeah. Going for Swamp now.
Yeah, you've got a beatable dungeon, and knowing that we know where the lamp is, but even without the lamp, that's a lot of the mountain now that they can do.
Shoutouts to Half Magic on the Bridgeman there.
My favorite safety.
I will, I don't know if it's my favorite safety, but it is probably the most effective one. All right, PlasmaKappa now into Swamp Palace. No surprises for the first chest. This is not AD keys or anything. Meanwhile, Relkin finding the big key of Skullwoods in Ice Rod Cave. So yet another, like, wild fetch quest chain. Yeah, there's nothing there. That's true. We've already gotten all the Skullwoods items. My question is, when is the seed going to try to stop trying to make fetch happen? This is not going to happen.
I've been trying to figure it out. Do we need, what, Ice Rod, Cane, Book, and TR Big? Is that it?
That sounds roughly accurate, unless I'm forgetting something. Potentially boots, but potentially not.
Yeah, the GT big key in this mode is always in GT, so we don't need to worry about finding that one. I think that's something we may have forgotten to mention earlier, but yeah.
Right. I mean, given the fact that we have the hook shot, the hammer, and glove, and stuff like that, we should be able to get over to East Death Mountain and then just mirror into Turtle Rock, so we don't really need that medallion.
Yeah, you can do all kinds of backdoor strats for TR now with that mirror. And Relkin gonna take this lamp and chase it up the mountain. It's gotta be leaving that hookshot behind for just a bit longer. But PlasmaKappa hasn't found anything in Swamp, so...
So Book is hard required in this mode because it's inverted mode, so that means you start in the Dark World and the mirror takes you from the Light World to the Dark World, so there's no other way to get into Desert Palace other than opening the front door with the book. That's the reason. Alright. 20 rupees on Spectacle Rock. Relkin gonna go hand over the old man. Alright, PlasmaKappa going into the back half of Skullwoods, Swamp Palace. You know, the place where the thing is. Hey, that is a boots.
Okay, at least there's something in here, because so far it's been pretty dry.
Yep, but I'm certainly not going to complain about boots. Alright, Relkin is taking care of Spike Cave real quick. Nothing doing there. And we get an Argus fight over on PlasmaKappa's side. PlasmaKappa just going with the standard grab the puff and slash it twice strat. One could theoretically do like double puff spins here. I'm not even entirely convinced it's faster completely, but it could be.
Alright, Swamp basically just having the boots, but that's still pretty great to have. And Plasma going to grab their third crystal.
So Relkin is going to luckily avoid trying to do Swamp Palace without the hook shot. That's going to be a good call. I mean, boots do tend to make a bit of a difference, but not as much of a difference as you might think. Because there's not always a great place to use boots here and there. But yeah, I would say that PlasmaKappa does have a bit of an advantage at the moment.
Relkin gonna make the call and go take out Helmasaur.
Yeah, I mean, going for the green pendant here, because Relkin actually hasn't gone to Sahasrara yet. So, yeah, it looks like what he'll probably end up doing is get the green pendant, clear that out, maybe try to clear Eastern, and then head over to Sahasrara and turn in that green pendant. We get the big key of Eastern.
Okay, if nothing else, that's going to force them into Eastern, so that's a good thing. Interdimensional French vanilla. Well, we still need a few things. If it's just sitting there in Eastern, that's going to be great for Relkin.
I think every item but the one on the boss. Well, no, since the big key was shuffled, no. Only 2 items were located in Eastern, and there would be 4.
Yeah, Plasma definitely left 1 behind at least, not counting the boss.
But, I mean, when that item is the hook shot, and you're looking for, relatively fewer things, and you're in a pendant dungeon, you don't want to be in a pendant dungeon, can't blame you. I mean, I don't see why the book couldn't be on the pedestal. All right, Helmasaur fight for Relkin. Going to pick up that green pendant very soon. Nice hammer strats there. This is an F-Zero MSU, for those of you asking. And nothing, no other relevant items there. And Relkin now heading into Eastern. We'll see if Relkin decides to finish out the dungeon or not. Yeah, if we see Book or Kane here in the back of Eastern, it's going to be a hot minute before Plasma heads back over here.
Yeah, especially with the entire mountain and Hera they can do. Can't complete Hera. Oh, wait, no, they have the key. Yeah, they can do Hera.
Yeah,
Never
big
mind.
key of Hera happened.
These runners probably not needing that big key regardless, but logically.
Yeah. And also it gives you access to that big chest on the way up. And of course, Relkin's like, you couldn't have given that to me 12 seconds ago so I could open that chest a little easier? All right, here's some new information from Relkin. All right, that's just a map. If the big chest here turns out to be an item, he can skip the big key chest because he knows there's an item on the boss. And that is an item. And Relkin is doing just that.
Yeah, don't blame them. You've already finished off Pod. You're going to get Saha and turn in the green pendant. You never have to come to this part of the world. You might as well. And I mean, hey, pedestals in logic, right? I mean, Ice Palace needs a big key. Never mind.
It does. Alright, Paradox Cave for PlasmaKappa. The single arrow sitting there in the middle. We got Piece of Heart and Tempered Sword. Alright, not bad.
Is it me, or has, like, Paradox become the new hype cave? It's just so rarely you see anything here anymore.
I mean...
I don't know. There may be some bias there.
Yeah, I think recency bias might be a thing, you know. Alright, bombs on the floating island, and PlasmaKappa is going to start mirroring, check some other things. For example, Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave. Oh, the Titan's Mitts on Sahasrara. That's interesting. Again, not a hard required item here, but certainly an interesting find.
Could be something. I mean, it's not nothing at least. And again, like you were saying earlier, Mitts only hard lock one thing, so it's not a terrible amount of bait to have to chase.
Hey, Ice Rod in Hookshot Cave and Book. Hot dang.
Yeah, that's nice. We'll take all that.
Mm-hmm. In before Kane and Samaria on Laser Bridge.
I'll take Kano, Samaria, and Meyer.
I'll take Canis Maria for in Meyer for 1,200, Alex. Wait.
Is there a worse vanilla or French vanilla item than Kane and Meyer?
I
mean, Hammer and Paw's pretty bad, but
Hookshot and Swamp.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that's fair. That's worse. Never mind. I concede.
Kane can be on pedestal if there's not a small key on Cold Stare.
Yeah, it's a little more rare to see it because Ice Palace key logic gets in the way a little bit, but yeah, it's 100% possible.
Oh, right. Cold Stare can't have a small key because Ambrosia. Right.
Oh, that's actually right. That's a good point for this. Yeah, in this scenario, you are correct. That is not possible.
I was like, why is chat griping at me about Cold Stare? And then I was like, oh, right, the Ambrosia thing. Words.
Well, I mean, Ambrosia is the hot new mode, so how are we supposed to know it's still hot and new?
Yeah, it's only, what, like 2.5 years old at this point?
Right.
Relkin having issues lining up the bomb there. Finally gets it.
Yeah, PlasmaKappa are going to start diving into TR using some of these backdoor mirror strats to try to locate the couple items they need. I'm sure they're hoping to find it just sitting in here. If they find both items in here, that would be pretty gnarly, but it's possible.
Okay. So just keys there for PlasmaKappa in the middle of Turtle Rock. So I imagine the next play will be toward the laser bridge. But first, we got a spiral cave to take care of.
Yeah, PlasmaKappa not having the big key for TR didn't use the mirror on the left side so they can get into Spiral Cave faster. So this was a good heads-up play by them.
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking about this. Of course it makes sense for Swamp to be the big blue music. Moving on.
The more I hear this F-Zero one, the more I like it.
Alright, Relkin about to pick up those boots. And red boomerang for good measure. And it's laser bridge time for PlasmaKappa, where we find one small key, a compass, another small key, and a big heart, so no cane there. And it's time for PlasmaKappa to move on. Alright, so one thing that PlasmaKappa did just get is the other 5-6 crystal. So that could be a thing here in a minute. But it does look like PlasmaKappa is going for desert first. Certainly not a bad idea. And of course picking up the Bombos tablet along the way.
That's
Bombos
the
has
right
Quake.
medallion.
Alright, so PlasmaKappa now packing all 3 medallions as if any of them are going to be necessary, other than Bombos. And now heading into desert. See what's in here. Alright, Relkin is going to check the one required MITS item. It's bombs, so no dice there. Meanwhile, PlasmaKappa did pick up a small key on the torch of desert and a compass in the big chest, so he's going to mirror out and go ahead and go for the right side here. We know there's, I believe, exactly one item over there. The Ice Palace Big Key at the Bonk Rocks. Fun. for some value of the word fun. Maybe the map was in the first chest? Okay. Yeah.
Well, there's your ped logic.
There is that possibility. You never know. Yeah, PlasmaKappa did not, in fact, pick up the Ice Palace Big Key yet. So who knows what that's going to do. All right, Relkin getting the cane, or not the cane, the ice rod and the book out of Hookshot Cave, as we know. And PlasmaKappa now headed for the boss of Desert. It turns out Bombos also the required medallion for Turtle Rock, so just Bombos all around today.
Yeah, PlasmaKappa cleaning up landmosts really well, but not finding any progression in Desert. So where do you go now?
Well, I mean, you could mirror into Meyer and try to see what's there.
Yeah, I feel like you just go into Mire in case you find the cane sitting in there, because what else is there? For PlasmaKappa, it's what? Pod Boss, Eastern Boss, or Ice Palace. I think they've done basically everything else except like Bonk Rocks.
Yep. Well, there's also 5-6 Crystal.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that earlier. They do have the Pyramid Fairy.
Alrighty. Yeah, Bumper Cave has been checked. I believe it's just a full heart. And PlasmaKappa taking that big old pink bomb to go destroy some fools. And by fools, I mean walls. I remember a while back somebody did a plando where you couldn't use bombs for a while. And one of the required things was you had to use the big bomb to open up chests. It was great. Or to open up caves. Anyways, so that is a flute for PlasmaKappa. Not, again, required for this seed, but could lead to some slightly faster movements.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't really do anything. We may not see them even activate it, but coming over here for what I assume is not Bonk Rocks, never mind. Yeah, if you're coming over here, you might as well turn it on.
It does, in fact, play a jaunty tune. That is correct.
So I've heard. If you're PlasmaKappa, do you check ped here?
Ooh, good question. I mean, given the fact that you've bailed on Meyer, that might be worth looking into. Doesn't look like that's what's happening.
Oh, it's Magic Bat. I forgot about that one.
Magic Bat all day. And what do we have here? It is Hot Garbo. There's not really a setting to change the flute tune, though it has been known to change in various, like, festive randomizers. Yeah. So PlasmaKappa now going to head up to the north side here. Going to check the lumberjack, I assume, for the first time.
Yeah, PlasmaKappa has some pretty terrible one-off checks at this point between, completable pendant dungeons, ice, dipping mire, pedestal potentially, bonk rocks, like, ugh.
Yeah, I imagine bonk rocks will be a check done real quick, and then I think that'll probably push him toward ice.
Yeah, well, it makes sense to me. If you were going to do mire, you would have already done it. So I gotta think.
Oh, I don't know how PlasmaKappa checked all that Turtle Rock stuff without putting Mimic Cave in it, but that's where the fourth sword was.
Yeah, they just never mirrored over here because they didn't have the big key. So instead, they did the left door for the laser eyes. But then once they were done, they could mirror back. They could transition back to the light world and just do Spiral Cave from there. It's one less climbing the mountain to jump down.
So I know you're just joking with that "what's the Triforces for" question, but in case someone doesn't know, there are these little Triforce icons on the bottom, and those are actually used to indicate how many games each player has won in this series, in this best of 3 series. So if one of them is lit up, you'd see a win. All right, so Relkin just finishing off dealing with Turtle Rock there. I believe the MSU that PlasmaKappa is using is Maple Story. Don't hold me to it. We see Relkin now going for that big bomb himself, and as we expected, PlasmaKappa is headed for Ice Palace. Man, I need to learn those bomb strats.
Great looking bomb strat for that room.
That was a good bomb strats.
Relkin, having grabbed their flute, going to go over here and activate it as well. Makes sense, having not done Desert or Mire yet. This actually will be a time save for traveling time. We'll see if they want to check out the pedestal while they're up here. Already having 2 pendants.
And of course, without, with the Cane of Samaria being really the item, well, that and the Turtle Rock Big Key that we're looking for, I definitely, it's unfortunate that you are going to have to do this without that cane. So you're having to do things the old-fashioned way, setting up the Ice Palace bomb jump. That's more like it. There we go. First 2 attempts, I believe he was a little too far to the right on that Ice Palace bomb jump. Though it is possible to make the Ice Palace bomb jump from further to the right, you just got to do it in a different spot. And PlasmaKappa into the Freezor room. We see just a compass, and we'll looks like we'll be heading for the right-hand side via the fall location. Relkin picking up Quake now on the Bombos tablet, like you do. So Relkin, I think Relkin's a little more likely to actually go into Mire looking for the king here.
Yeah, I would agree. You're in this area. I'm a little surprised PlasmaKappa didn't, but that's, as random players, you never want to assume the item you need is vanilla. It just feels wrong. But having plenty of one-off checks to do, and then also Pyramid Fairy, and then Ice Palace, it makes sense.
I believe the bracket seating for this group, I believe, is 24 and 43. Or 24 and 41. That makes more sense. Yeah. Or 2342. It's 2342. Numbers are dumb. Anyway. Alright, PlasmaKappa now on the way to Ice-T. Which I've occasionally taken to calling the Law and Order Special Victims Unit room.
Okay, I'll bite. Why?
It's because it's called Ice-T. And Ice-T was in that show.
Yep, good enough. Didn't even make that connection.
And also, just like Ice-T, I'm constantly surprised when that room does terrible things to me. And that is the Turtle Rock big key in the big chest of ice. So that is a required location.
I was going to say that's kind of the thing you want to see first when you're looking for these two items, but is it? Because it still opens 2 things in TR. Whereas Samaria would only open up 2 things in TR. They're both terrible.
Gross. I mean, wouldn't Samaria open up 3 things in TR?
Oh, you're right, it is 3. Okay, never mind. So it worked out. The value.
Alright, Relkin is peeking into Misery Mire. And I've seen Vanilla Cane way too many times to discount this. It looks like PlasmaKappa is also joining the party.
For just a moment, I thought they were going to float to 5, and I'm like, no. You have to believe that's a dead end now.
Like, the only other reasonable play I could think of is floating to 1 and banking on the big chest, the big key of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and even that's just as rough as a sell as saying, yeah, the king's just in mire.
Yeah, probably more so.
Yeah, regardless, both are going to feel real bad. Like, just wrong. It's not right.
Alright, we got a small key on the bridge, as you are wont to do. There are, of course, 3 small keys and chests in here in a dungeon for which you need precisely 0. And a map.
I
and
swear.
Actual literal vanilla cane!
Did I not say?
There it is. Good job.
Yeah, that's go mode for PlasmaKappa. Maybe kicking themselves a little bit for not coming in here earlier when they had the chance, but had they done that, they definitely would have gone back to TR hoping to find the big key up there. So this probably works out pretty well. Relkin doing a little more traditional, clearing of the dungeon, taking the small key for the right side and clearing over to the big chest. Is going to find that cane a little bit later, but still needs that TR big out of ice. The one dungeon he has not been in yet.
It's a little unfortunate.
It's the worst. It's just the worst.
So yeah, definitely PlasmaKappa's race to lose at this point. Unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong, which I would never wish on anybody. Guess we had some issues setting up the spooky. I think the shots just hit in the wrong spot there. I don't think there was anything wrong with the actual spooky setup.
I am absolutely spooky ignorant. I don't understand that one yet. I haven't even tried to learn it. I know it does weird ghost things. That's all I know.
Yeah, so the setup for this is actually quite simple. So basically, now in Invrosia you got to do things, or Inverted you got to do things a little different. But like in a normal mode, the only thing you do different is you go to lift up the rock to go into mire from the bottom instead of the left side. If you do that roughly as quickly as you can, the duck, as it flies off the screen, will set the variable to the value you need. Hey! Silver's on Vidi, sure. And then all you have to do is, shoot that anti-fairy roughly on that third block, and it will hit the switch in the other room with the fire rod, of course. The other thing you have to make sure to do is you have to dash before you drop the cane block, and you have to, or there's a couple other things you can do to make sure it works, and you have to not use the powder because the powder will cancel it.
Okay, I think I knew about the powder one. Like, the powder messes it up somehow, but yeah, it's something to learn. I'll put it in my toolbox eventually. But PlasmaKappa, putting down Vitreous with ease, getting the silvers is just whatever. Just not push onto TR.
Oh yeah, it looks like Relkin actually set up the older spooky setup there by dropping a block in the hole, and then you shoot the anti-fairy at a different location on the screen. Very nice knowledge there. Like that was the first way it was discovered, and then people discovered more interesting, better setups. And PlasmaKappa mirroring to Laser Bridge to go finish this off. And there's Relkin picking up that those silver arrows. Now, the unfortunate thing for Relkin is Relkin still has to go into Ice Palace to pick up that Turtle Rock Big Key. I did not realize there were steps you could use for dashing on the Thieves Town entrance. What the flying heck?
No swag.
The things I learn. What do you know? Oh my goodness, I think Relkin's going for the pet check.
Yeah, I can't blame him at this point. If what you need is here, then you just rush to the end of Ice Palace. If not, then you gotta clear it.
Considering Relkin has the other two pendants already.
Yeah, and seeing that cast for Relkin's gotta be a real stab in the heart.
I guess for Relkin it would be coins on account of the Mario situation. Alright, well, we've got people guessing for big key guessing games here in the chat. There are 22 possible locations that big key can be, and PlasmaKappa will be heading there shortly.
All right, Dr. Bob, what do you like? What one makes you feel good?
Well, I usually guess 14, based on if you do the initial route from the old school route from the left, 14 turns out to be Bob's chest, which is my contractually obligated guess every time.
I like it. I like the bit. I'm here for it. I will take, give me Fire Snake Room. I tell you where it won't be. Will not be in Double Fire Bar, because it's never in Double Fire Bar.
Fair enough.
So, yep. Another cool thing about Inverted is that Gaines Towers decided to take over the Aga Tower spot in the top of Hyrule Castle. No, Servian. It's never there.
All right, small key on the torch. That's location number 1 for PlasmaKappa, and we will head over to the Larg Stolfos room. That thing.
Yeah, Relkin deciding to check the front of TR. Don't blame them here. You've already committed and beaten 2 pendant dungeons you don't want to. You gotta cut a field. It doesn't. You need it to not be here.
Alright, PlasmaKappa picking up yet another small key and headed to the right now. So a slightly, the good old DM strats here.
Relkin proved me wrong from earlier again. Samario actually gives you 4 checks in TR because you could back route this Crystal Roller chest.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's a huge pain, but you can absolutely do it. At least you don't have to do a whole lot in this maze room.
Yeah, just a simple hold up. You'll get there.
It's like, hold up. All right, compass room. We got 10 arrows. We've got bombs. We've got big 20, and we've got more bombs. So that's going to do it for that situation. So 9 checks in, still no big key. We're going to go to the room where it never is here in a second.
Just skip it, I say. I mean, don't do that, obviously. The mental stress if you just skipped it would be outrageous, but...
And double fire bar room, or the map chest, is bombs. Prediction hasn't failed you yet.
It's just terrible. It's just never there. And I get, key logic and nonsense and blah blah. It's just never there.
I've seen the hook shot there.
I have seen the hook shot there too.
And
Wrong
get
key.
another small key. That's going to definitely put tile room in play.
We see relkin going into Ice Palace. We know this is where they need to be. Unfortunately, that big key buried pretty deep in here. Samaria will make it a little bit faster. They'll have an easier time than PlasmaKappa did, but...
Alright, rando room. We've got bees. We've got small key. We've got the big key. There it is. And... 14. That was the number.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that 16? It was the third check, right?
Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got 14.
Double fire bar is 12. 13 is fire snake.
See, I got 10 for double fire bar.
Someone in chat knows. Someone in chat tell us. We don't know.
Maybe I'm just dumb. Oh, yeah, I'm dumb. I didn't count the ones in Hope Room. I'm an idiot. Yeah, it's 16.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations, I'm an idiot. Look, I just really wanted my 14 prediction to be right, alright?
I believe in you, Dr. Bob. PlasmaKappa pushing their way up the gauntlet. Tempered sword, silver, 4 bottles, only 3 matter. Silver is an all-important fire shield. Yeah, this is...
And there
let
it
your
is.
muscle memory take over.
Relkin has finally located the big key of Turtle Rock. And so we'll be getting that 7th crystal before PlasmaKappa finishes the game. But unfortunately, probably not going to win at this point.
Yeah, having completely cleared out Eastern and Pod in only finding basically the mitts, which led to nothing, has to feel pretty behind at this point.
Mm-hmm.
All
PlasmaKappa
the
going
checks
through
made
the...
sense. I mean, it wasn't like it was a bad choice or I'm sorry, it wasn't like it was a bad decision that wasn't validated. It had good merit. Just that's rando. It just didn't work out this time.
Yeah. PlasmaKappa just getting through the best rooms in the game. Those Wizrobe rooms just extra satisfying.
Oh yeah, those rooms feel great.
I think I could probably stand about a 10-hour video of like ASMR Wizrobe death sounds. Anyway, that's maybe a little bit overkill. Moving on. Alright, PlasmaKappa about to beat the Moldorm 2 fight with a slash and a spin, and we are going to begin the final assault. Alright, into the Aga 2 fight. It's time for some good old-fashioned agonometry. Oof. Could have tripled that one. But
Yeah, sometimes
you
that
know
spin
what?
doesn't let you turn and slash at it the right way, and it kind of gets in the way.
Yeah.
Plays it up with
There
an
we
ice
go.
party.
2-1-3, and we are in there. It's time for the Ganon fight. Meanwhile, Relkin about to finish getting to Ganon's Tower. But with PlasmaKappa on Tempered Sword and Silvers, this should be a pretty academic fight. Nice double spin there on the Trident like you do, and the one cycle. Phase 1 is complete. Moving on to Phase 2 with some very quick slashes to get in the 12 hits, and that should do it for Phase 2. We're into Phase 3. Just got to get 4 hits in here and pray that Gan stops teleporting around like a maniac.
Yeah, each one of those moves is a 50-50 shot, whether he'll stick around and let you stab him or bounce again, and you just kind of got to wait him out.
And the range torch glitch as we set up for the triple shot, and that
Great
does
triple. That was really nice timing on that triple, too.
Well done. And there we go, PlasmaKappa finishing the race with an official time of 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 55 seconds. And we can go ahead and say that directly afterward, relkin was done and forfeited that.
I don't blame him. That would have been super frustrating as well, so GG's in the chat for relkin as well.
Yeah, relkin decided not to, has gone ahead and declined to do the interview, but it does look like PlasmaKappa is going to join us. So, did you get the help you needed?
It seems so.
Looks like it. Well done, PlasmaKappa. Congratulations on that win. Ice Palace doing good things for you. So yeah, the couple of things, did you some good here. The fact that when you went into Eastern, you got the hook shot and bailed. That was real good. Because turns out, like, there was a little bit of shenanigans with that. Because one of the things you could have done was gone into Pod first, got the big chest of that, which happened to be the big key for Eastern. And that might have made you finish it, which would have led to the mitts on Sahasrara. So a whole nother waste of time, which I'm sure your opponent can tell you all about.
Oh.
There was a lot of time wasting there.
That sounds amazing. Well, yeah, I didn't really want to go back in there. Too many checks for my second to last item.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, going for the Ice Palace play for that big key was pretty good. Can't feel great to have to go in there without Kane, and of course you have to get actual vanilla Kane here because of course you do, right?
Yeah. I mean, 4 hookshot, it's a real possibility. I just dip ice without that big key, and that's very bad. So I thought that might have been an out too because it was one of the last overworld cleanup things I got.
Yeah, very, very, very nicely done, and quite the seat. Talon, did you have some things you wanted to ask? I didn't want to monopolize the microphone here.
No, you're good. Plus, I just wanted to ask, when you got done with Desert, was there ever a thought in your mind that dipping Mire at that point because you were in that area made sense? Or was it always like, nope, I got a bunch of goofy one-offs to go do, I'm just going to do that and hope to find the cane?
Oh, well, yeah. It's like, well, okay. It's Ambrosia mode. It's basically the same as normal open mine. Well, yeah, I'm just don't want to do it. Think I'll not do with this seed.
Seems entirely legit.
Yeah, we were having a discussion during the race about how vanilla items you just are the worst. So, yeah, I don't think there's any blame just skipping it there, because you're right. Because of Ambrosia, it's still just 2 items somewhere. But, yeah, definitely worked out in the end.
Plus, I've got Ice Palace with more items hanging around. It's constantly hanging around. If I didn't have the big key, I probably just would have left the boss after clearing out everything else, but you know, I got the big key, so just clear everything in ice, I guess.
Yep, fair enough.
And then, you know, fighting Relkin, very good runner. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe we have to go back into Fire after all. That's a thing that a top player would do.
Yep. So yeah, both runners put on an excellent show, and both runners, made good plays and unfortunate plays. There's not a play that anyone made that's not defensible, right? It's not. It's just that sometimes one play is going to do better than the other, and there's nothing really you can do about that. That is the whole conceit with rando.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Yep. So yeah, well, once again, congratulations. So this was, of course, the first game of the best of 3 series between the two of you. How do you? I know going in up a game is a much better situation than going in down a game. Is there any mode you're particularly looking for or wanting to run next time?
Well, unfortunately, the deck only had one Ambrosia, so I can't get this again. I guess I'll go for MC Boss as my preferred pick.
All right.
Want something to at least try to slow Relkin down. He's very fast, so I'd prefer something less straightforward.
Fair enough. All right. Well, Kappa, thanks for joining us here. Congratulations once again. Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
Nope. Nope, found. Pretty straightforward seed. I guess, if you don't get the Eastern big and mid stuff. Because I more or less had just a few spheres of 2 to 3 checks left. So it wasn't exactly a fast route by any means. Although
If you want to see some beautiful sync, you can look at the two of you's blind clears. I think you grabbed the crystal at the exact same time. It was great.
It's always fun.
Anyway, once again, thank you so much to our runners for putting on an excellent show. Thank you to all of our viewers for watching. Thank you to our tracker, Dr. Bowser over here, for keeping track of all the items, and of course my co-commentator, Talon116. Thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Really good to get in the booth with you, Dr. Bob. And thanks to all the staff, thanks to chat, and especially our runners, Relkin and PlasmaKappa, doing all the hard work. We just get to talk about it.
Absolutely. All right. Plenty more runs coming up throughout the day. There's another run right now over on ALTTP Randomizer, and a few more runs scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. So if you're interested in seeing some of that, just make sure to follow those SpeedGaming channels and the ALTTP Randomizer channels, and you can see all of the Link to the Past rando that you could possibly stand, and probably more. Anyway, with that, I will just say I've been Dr. Bobtastic. I will see you all at a later occasion. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thanks.